Welcome back, everyone, to Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds Toronto. Lady Arcaders welcomes all women in gaming, speedrunners, developers, and casual fans alike. In addition to our cozy private community, we run weekly showcases on our Twitch channel, as well as larger charity events throughout the year. We also have a newsletter written by our members where you can keep up to date with our community and events. Visit ladyarcaders.com/newsletter or type !newsletter in chat for more information. And everyone, I am really excited. We have sound still? Okay, great, because I lost my sound. But yeah, I'm really excited to announce that we are at our final run of this event. It has been a wild ride. I've enjoyed every second of it. I'm going to send you over to the wonderful Nukkuler, who will be playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Take it away.
Hello, gamers! What's up, degenerates? We're late 8 hours, so I'll try to keep this as good as possible. We're gonna start here and then we'll get into it. We'll introduce ourselves because randomizers can take a while and it's already late. So let's go here in 3, 2, 1, go. Real quick, just gonna cover here. This is Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Everything is ship-shop shuffled around here. Our goal is to beat any 4 dungeons, but the dungeon entrances are also shuffled. Real quick, I'm grabbing some hints here. I'm taking notes. And yeah, I'll go ahead and let my commentators introduce themselves while we're doing this here.
Howdy, I'm omgitsmonika. I'm back to provide as best commentary I can on this. And with me is...
Do you smell that? Smells like up gamers in here.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This is the next 2 hours, 1.5 hours if we're lucky.
Come on, don't leave me hanging there. It smells like up gamers in here. Not much, how are you? It's your boy VidyaJames. How you guys doing? What are we doing? Why are we looking at the game?
Yeah, we're back walking. We're going. This is the fastest way to travel in Ocarina of Time. If something takes more than I believe it's 5 rolls forward, you're going to backwalk. So you're going to see a lot of this and rolling. It's the standard way here. Doing some of my favorite check to do on a showcase, which is Talon's Chickens. Let's go. So we're going to kind of angle ourselves here so we can see. You have to pick up 3 chickens in this mini game. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. So we angle ourselves there so we can see at least the first one, if not kind of where the second one lands. Not always the best, but fun fact though, you can tell which one it is very slightly because they peck deeper into the ground. It's really, really slight, but it is a tell. But he gave us trash, so let's go. So big thing we're going to be wanting to see for this seed is hook shot and bombs. Those kind of let us beat a lot of dungeons. We're lucky we started off with Zelda's Lullaby, which is super important song for beating a couple dungeons here. So really good to see that early on. You hate to have a seed where you don't get that song early on. Also, warp songs are just like nice too. You're going to see we're going to be trying to go and get warp songs in general early on so that we can travel faster throughout the run.
What I've never thought about before until just now, and like just looking at the sheer number of chickens that Talon has in his house, what does it smell like in there?
Oh god.
It smells like up gamers.
Oh
what are you talking about?
Listen, he's single for a reason. Alright, we're doing a little trick here where we are going to just roll and look up and we can see what is in there, which is a boomerang. So we're going to go grab that. That item is required to beat Jabu Jabu. So we're going to grab that in hopes that that is a dungeon that we can do, which would be great because it's one of our quicker dungeons. Definitely want to find and complete like Deku Tree, Dodongo's Cavern, and Jabu Jabu because those will be our fastest dungeons.
Sometimes you just gotta snoop into the back room at the stable.
Yep. I'm gonna go. And as I mentioned earlier, when we were running through the beginning here, the gossip stones are really, really important in a randomizer. They give us hints. They'll tell us things like, such location is quote-unquote way of the hero. That means that there is an important item in that location, so we're going to want to like look out for that and try to make sure we route that in. Also things like for this, where the dungeon entrances are randoed, it's going to tell me where dungeons are located without me having to go check in there, which is also very, very valuable information. The other thing it can tell us is what are barren areas. And those are areas where there is just no useful items at all, so we know we don't have to do any checks there, which is really, really great when you have a 2-hour time limit to do a game with... Do you know how many checks there are in this, Jamie? You might know.
About 200, I would say.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of game to game.
It's a lot of game to game.
So when it said that line from the Gossip Stone, did that mean that it's a vanilla entrance for the water temple? Okay.
That is, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so,
So
how
we're
are you
go-
keeping track? Do you have like a notepad, or are you using like a tracker?
Notepad.
Wow.
I keep up with just like all the dungeon entrances I have written down, and then I'll write what one is in there. I also have my Way of the Hero and Baron hints that I'll write down, because there's no way, especially when I'm commentating, that my brain will hold all of that. A lot of, I'd say, Ocarina of Time Randomizer is routing. Like, the big thing that goes into it is knowing how to route your game. And all of that information really heavily impacts how I will route going forward.
That is an impressive amount of multitasking.
Yeah.
Your brain is constantly firing on all cylinders
Yep.
when you're playing a rando, because you have to take into account routing, and then also, like, you're trying to play the game good. You're also trying to figure out the logic of the seed too, like what the seed expects you to do and where the items are likely to show up. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. Something we might touch on here is Vidya mentioned going like what's in logic. So the nice thing about these is that they will always produce a seed that you can beat. Ooh, we love that.
It's a good find.
That is absolutely required to beat this. So you need that to beat Ganon. So good to find that early on. But yeah, there's the seed will produce logic based on like you should be able to beat this no matter what. It's not going to lock you out of any items or getting through any dungeons. But because we are speedrunners and because we like glitches, we might kind of mess around and go out of logic. So that's another thing that you might have to keep track of. Is I got this item out of logic, so how is that going to impact my routing moving forward?
There's a lot of things you can do that are not expected by the seed. Generally, the glitchless rules are kind of oriented towards the most casual of players. Just generally what is expected of you, based on what's intended by the developers. But there's a lot of cool things you can do that are obviously, easy enough to do, but they're definitely not intended. And that's when you need to start paying attention to the rules that the rando plays by.
Alright, you might notice there, Nukes, why did you not go and open that chest? Another setting we're playing with that just makes this more accessible to go quicker is chest size matches contents. What that means is that if it is a major item, such as like our hook shot, bomb bag, something that's going to help us with progression in the game, it's going to be a giant chest. If it's something that's what we'd call garbage, like a blue rupee, it's going to be a small chest. So that just helps me cut down how many chests I have to open, how many times we have to watch Link open a chest, which will just make this go faster.
Streamer, I don't like your stream at all. You are using glitches to destroy this amazing game. It's a great copy pasta. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, stop hacking the game. This is not what.
This is not what Miyamoto intended. But he can't patch it out, so, bless the 90s.
Yeah. I think this game came out in kind of the sweet spot, right when they were first starting to make 3D games, where they got a lot of things right, enough to make this game, still enjoyable to play 25 years later. But there's still a lot of things that make this game incredibly broken. So
That's a
There's
nice
one of our
chest.
big chests there. Din's Fire. So we're going to grab a little bit of health here. Another thing that we have is texture matches contents. There's definitely some areas in the game where you want health. A lot of Fire Temple is based on a timer, based on how much health you have. So more hearts we have, the more likely we'll survive that if that's a dungeon that we end up doing in this seed. And again, we only have to beat 4 dungeons, so don't have enough information to know what those will be. But
Would you like that they show you that these are the heart piece chests too?
all right, another fun thing we got turned on: Bonko.
Oh, let's go.
If you bonk, you die. But you can use it for nice things like here. I'm just going to use this to get back to the entrance of Mido's house so I don't have to go through crawling everything again. And here we are. I want to go check what is in the Deku tree because, again, all these entrances are shuffled. So we need that information as soon as possible here.
So the one-hit KO in Bonko in this case is actually an advantage. As
I-
long as you don't accidentally bonko when you don't want to bonko.
Yeah. Definitely are times where I've bonked over and over again in the same dungeon, and it's really devastating. So, but it is a setting that, ooh, we like to see that. Like to see that is good knowledge.
Fire Temple's definitely, it's really committal if you want to go do checks for it. I believe it's 6 checks in total. So it's not nothing, but just knowing you don't have to do anything other than the boss key is really helpful.
Yeah, Fire is one of the few dungeons that once you get your boss key, you can go. So now the game could just put the boss key far into Fire Temple, and then we're just
You have to do it.
we're
again.
just ruined no matter what. But
We'll roll with the punches.
all right, this is Ice Cavern, so I'm just writing this down in my notes real quick.
Goodbye.
And we're gonna go ahead over and get the Saria song, because again, song's very important here early on. They help us get to other places in the scene, and they help us move faster, so we want to get those as early as possible.
So song locations are randomized as well?
Yes. Yep.
So there's a couple different ways you can play with songs. The most common way to play is just the songs are shuffled among themselves. You can play with songs shuffled anywhere, but it kind of turns into this needle in a haystack kind of situation. If you're not going for that, if you're not about that, then it's just no fun. So
Graveyard.
graveyard.
I really like the hints. Is that like something that you can like make more vague or turn off, or are
Yeah.
they always there?
Yeah, so there's different settings that you can put like very strong hints. They have certain like sets for different tournaments that they'll use. You can turn on specific there's certain checks that are like a little annoying to grab in this game that you can put like, oh, always hint what item is on this check that's gonna take a while, like 50 Skulltulas.
You can the customization for hints is pretty funny. You can do stuff like cryptic hints, which turns
Oh,
stuff
no.
into if it's hinting like arrows, it translates to danger darts. It's pretty funny. And then there's the cow in Link's house. You have to do the horseback race for, and that's described as bovine bounty of a horseback hustle,
Oh my goodness.
which is a great hint to get.
Yeah, the thing I love about Ocarina Time Randomizer is it is super customizable. For the sake of this showcase, I've definitely I like to play with a lot of wild settings. So if you want to see some weird things in Ocarina Time Rando, definitely check out my stream. But for time's sake, those can end up being, like 8 or so hours. So we don't really have time for that here today. But
8?
I think one of my favorite settings of that I had no idea existed until I saw nukes running it was you have to go around and gather 100 pieces of the Triforce. That was a great one to see.
Is that one of the 8 hours?
That
Can be.
it can be,
Ooh.
depending on
That's a marathon in itself.
yeah, that's like the fun thing. What Monica just mentioned is there's like different win conditions as well. So we're gonna kind of do the normal: beat some dungeons, go fight Ganon. When Ganon dies, that is the end of the run. But you can do stuff such as collect 100 pieces of Triforce. They're kind of hidden all over the place, and it's more of like, you know, a search for just some random items, and once you grab your last one, you warp to the credits. So again, super customizable. If you're a fan of Ocarina of Time, like, definitely highly suggest this. I mentioned earlier in the interview that I have over 3,000 hours in this game.
Wow.
And there's a reason, because Randomizer keeps it fresh every single time, and it's still somehow enjoyable to me every single time.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best ways to inject replay value into games that you may have played a lot as a child, or just a game you're looking to get into.
Yeah, agreed.
So just use a
Toronto, it is
calculator.
so
That's
hot.
125
It's
days.
so true.
It's so hot, Toronto. It really is. Checking real quick. What is in Fire Temple here? For that knowledge, Shadongo's Cavern. That's a good one to know, but we cannot beat it right now, so bye. As soon as we get strength or bomb bags or hammer, we'll scoot on back here. But now I'm looking good to go ahead and go adult here and get some more information, and hopefully we're lacking a little bit of items right now. We've got our boomerang, we got Din's fire, we've got a bow.
Is that the 1,000-degree knife challenge going on here? What's going on with the sword? Yeah, it's one of the customizable things you can do. You can change the colors of random elements, including your sword color. It's pretty
Sword.
cool.
All the C buttons and stuff, as you can see up there, my A button, my sword button, those are randoed. Of course, Link's tunic is randoed. The magic bar, the hearts, the music playing in different spots, sound effects. So, and those are, again, all super customizable too. You can kind of inject your own music in here. You can play it if you just want the regular vanilla music. You can still do that. It's really impressive to me how many things you can randomize in this game.
I do hope we get some weep sound effects somewhere. Hoping for
I-
that.
If we get Epona likes to either weep or moo, so maybe we'll get some Epona in here.
What's pretty common is you can get the hover boots noise is weep. That's always really funny. It just goes over and over again.
I like sometimes the hover boots will bark at you too.
Oh, that one's great.
That one's good.
Yeah.
So many goofy things. All right, we're gonna go grab Man on the Rooftop is a check here. Really easy jump we do here to bypass needing the hook shot to get him. We just kind of go take that corner, grab the ledge there, because adult Link is tall. Then we can just jump on that fence and ayo.
Beauty.
Grab that, and then also get into the grotto over here.
I love the check name is just Man on Roof.
Yep.
That's how we know him.
That's who he is. That's
It's his whole identity.
it's his whole identity. That's all he does. And I feel like we do that in real life to people. You're like, oh, there's that stoop guy again. He's out on his
That's
stoop.
Stoop kid. He left his stoop.
Yep. There's the guy who drives around Ottawa with his skeleton next to him, you know?
Let's go.
Freaking Ottawa into this.
A good deep cut.
Get up.
Ooh.
Another ledge
Know
grab
about
from
that
through
one.
there. Oh,
Ooh,
all
that's-
right. As I mentioned earlier, now we can go in. We can't beat Dodongo's Cavern quite yet, but that helps us get a good portion of it done. So probably will be looking to go over there in the near future.
One of the important facets of, especially with OOT Rando, is that dungeons in general are just very dense for chests that you can get. So even if you can only partially complete them, they're very useful.
And especially since we have dungeon goals too here to beat 4 dungeons, if we can spend some time completing a dungeon, especially if it's one that we know will absolutely be beating, like Dodongo's Cavern, you're gonna want to probably go in there. Another fun little thing that is added into Rando is we can turn on the check to go to Dompe's little hut here, which you may have never seen. Shadow Temple has our hook shot. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, that one's a little bit of a
Oh,
riddle.
right.
Stretching, shrinking keepsake.
Yeah.
It really makes you think.
I was like, wait a second.
So that's a very interesting hint there, especially because I mentioned earlier that, I've played this game a few times. 3,000 hours and still mess up things. But yeah, hookshot is really, really vital for these settings because there are a few dungeons that you absolutely need hookshot to even enter here. So
Yeah.
having our hookshot not in a convenient early spot is a little tricky. I will say shout out to Spike Vegeta. He vetted this seed and he told me that it would be okay, so I'm gonna trust him.
So if we don't complete the seed, we know it's Spike's fault.
Yeah.
Dompe race is fairly standard. Just dodge the flames as best you can. I mean, that
Yeah,
boosted you in a good direction. At least.
Another quality of life is normally for the Dompe race, you have to do 2 runs through this to get both items. But if you get sub 1 minute here, he'll go ahead and just give you both right away. So it just cuts down on how often we have to do that. Another quality of life that I didn't mention was you can see underneath, my C buttons is a little D-pad. That lets us quickly equip. Okay.
Nice.
Like
All
that.
right.
All right. Fashion is not looking. We're not really fashionable this seed, but it's okay.
Yes, Spike's new nickname is Spike Vet Gita.
Spike Bet Gina.
I stole that from someone. I can't claim credit.
Also, chat, I appreciate. I've been seeing a lot of people bite the RNG. We desperately need that tonight. Your girl's a little eepy, so we gotta get through the seed before I start. I say nonsense regardless, but the later this goes, I can't promise anything. So
Get into unhinged.
We're gonna
DJ
get-
Power Hour.
It's the kind of tuna color that reminds me of the bathroom at Tim Hortons. You know what I mean?
Oh no, too soon. Shout outs to the bathroom in Tim Hortons.
Oh no, this sounds like a story for later.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Especially knowing that hookshot hint is in Shadow Temple, having hover boots is essential to get that hookshot. So,
Nukes, can we get a guess on what sound effects the hover boots will have?
I'm hoping for Richard, the dog.
Jamie, do you have any?
It's gotta be Mweep. It's gotta
It's
be
gotta
Mweep.
be Mweep.
Chat, what do you think it's gonna be? You gotta pull chat as well.
Yes, this is true. Chat, what are your predictions on hover boot sound effects?
There we go.
Aww. Sky is also in chat rooting for you.
Hi, Sky. Sorry, your girl needed to hydrate. Very important. We're speedrunners, but we're healthy.
You got a horse.
Got a horse.
Nice.
Well, there is running and speed running, and that's healthy, right? So
Shoot.
Yeah. What is that? Who is that? A bomb bag?
Oops.
Bomb bag?
Ooh.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good find.
All right, now we are absolutely going to go into Dodongo's Cavern here and get our first dungeon done. Let's go. Oh.
Dodongo's Cavern is one of the best dungeons to do early on. It really, you just need a bomb bag to full clear it. Hammer helps, strength helps, but bomb bag is what you need to full clear it. And it is a fair number of checks, items in a very short amount of time. So
I didn't know you can just Megaton hammer through that.
Yeah.
Well, did you know, Monica, you can also use the blue fire
Can you
to,
really?
to mud walls? Yeah, you can.
Yep.
Ah. Oh, things you learn from speedrunners.
Now, we had bomb chews, and this was a later dungeon. There is a way to line up the chews to light up the eyes of the big Dodongo head there, and just walk right in, and then you can beat the dungeon. You don't have to go and do everything else. But because we don't have bomb chews, and because we still need a lot of items to finish this, that is not going to happen today. It is a neat little thing that pops up sometimes.
A lot of this comes down to balancing like what you need to do versus what's good to do in terms of the goals for the seed. So obviously right now we need to do dungeons, but we also need to get more items, so this kind of kills two birds with one stone.
I do love Song of Storms just as this dungeon music. It's good.
Oh yeah, I can listen to it all day.
We'll see how you feel in like an hour from now.
Yeah.
3,000
Another
hours
big
later.
one.
Oh,
okay. Whew. All right, that's one. That's everyone. We can. That. Light arrows again, an item we absolutely will need to finish this. Another quality of life in Randomizer is if you get to the point where you can go up to Ganon and you don't have your light arrows yet, he does tell you the area that they are located, but thankfully this means that once we're in like where we can beat any 4 dungeons, we're in go mode and no more sweating about that. That is like the highest anxiety I have while doing these seeds is walking up to Ganondorf, waiting for him to tell me whether or not I can access the area that has my light arrows.
And then he says, inside my own castle. It's like, oh, we gotta find strength 3 now.
Yep.
A trial.
I mean, you don't gotta find strength 3.
Yeah, if you're a cheater.
Another big. All right, Dodongo's is popping today.
very profitable.
Love to see it here.
What do we got?
Oh, okay. You know,
Okay.
more bombs. I'm not gonna complain about that.
All right,
Alright.
we'll take a refill.
Yeah. Another Link is tall. We didn't even we skipped over I skipped over a whole portion in the beginning here because he was tall and I could grab the ledge and switch the switch. Again, Link is tall as an adult. You're not supposed to be here as an adult, but we are. So we're gonna do what we can and skip over a bunch of the dungeon.
Breaking revelation. Link is tall.
Oh, that's nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Ouchie.
Nothing.
None.
I'm like just looking through my stuff, what I want to do. Another thing I haven't checked was what is in the Dodongo's Cavern entrance. I really want to find that Shadow Temple entrance because we need that hook shot, and if I can get in there, especially with the hover boots, that's going to be very important.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we might be in a situation where we can just clear Shadow Temple without even needing the hook shot, so very helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, nice gamer jump there.
Thanks, gamer.
Oh, we did get it. Yes. Oh, the weep is
Oh.
the low.
The low is weep.
Let's go.
All right. So, Dodongo. No one's died to Dodongo ever. But especially in these settings. Now, we know that if Link rolls into a wall, he one-hit KOs.
See you later.
Also applies to enemies, which Dodongo's the only enemy who can possibly roll into a wall.
So good.
It's so goofy. I love it.
I love how that also applies to enemies. That's great.
Imagine dying to a wall.
Aww.
I'll take that. Well, we'll take a free whole health. All right, 1 dungeon down, 3 to go. We got our lights. We're looking pretty good here.
Very nice, very nice. Oh yeah, King Dodongo gets killed twice there because he gets killed in the cutscene again too.
It's true.
Poor guy.
Alright, where are we going?
I'm gonna head. We're gonna go up the top here. Oh, I should grab that bottle probably too. I want to go see what is in Dodongo's cavern entrance. That's one of the few entrances. We'll see if that's something we can pop in and do some stuff in. Otherwise, yeah, just like checking dungeons and songs are kind of where we're at here.
Yeah, we've got access to quite a few dungeons at this point, so just a matter of making sure we don't skip over anything, but checking the dungeons we can enter.
Could have read that hint stone, but
I'm sure it's
it's fine.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Yeah, what other items are you waiting to be in clear mode? If any.
It's hard to tell right now because I don't know where all my dungeons are located at the moment.
Okay.
But like we're at a point where, as Vidya said, like probably can beat Shadow Temple if we find it. I probably can beat Forest if we find it. We can beat Jabu. We know is in Jabu's belly. So if we can get Ruto's letter, that's another one we can beat. Finding Deku Tree. Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know.
So at this
It's been
point,
known.
are you just needing to collect medallions?
Yeah, you just need to beat any 4 dungeons.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's different settings where some settings require like get all medallions. This one's just any 4 dungeons.
Gotcha.
I'm a big fan of not being told what to do. Just I don't have to complete specific dungeons. Dodongo to dungeons.
The donjons.
Go. Welcome to 1 a.m. everyone.
Truly is the gaming hour.
Hello?
What's in there? What is it? Oh,
Let me see.
Look, we can go check what's in Dodongo's cavern. We can check. We can check everything. Oh my gosh. We can go check out what's in GTG, Spirit Temple, Ice Cavern, Bottom of the Well. So it's kind of all right. Here we go.
yeah.
Kind of just popping into dungeons at this point and hoping they're beatable ones. And if they're not, we'll dip. And if they are, we'll do what we do.
Yeah, this is a pretty huge find.
So, yeah, unless Hookshot is in like a... There's a decent chance we can beat this. It low-key depends on where Hookshot is in here. But I have some ways to also manage.
My god, the arrow shot is a bark.
Dog. Yes. Richard, is that you? It is so funny and like such a juxtaposition with the Kakiri Forest being the music for the Shadow Temple. I'm a fan.
That's great.
There's definitely some weird ones that is, yeah. It's so funny because I don't like. I've done so many of these that I like don't even think about it until like people in like chat are like pointing out, "Why's the music like this?"
People get mad too.
People do get mad.
It's like, dude, Forest Temple is like
Oh.
15 minutes of just the same song. And if
Like-
it's a short one, like if it's like minigame music,
Yeah,
people get so
there's-
sick of it.
The worst one for me is like there's the like kind of like the Navi floating around
oh,
in the
yeah,
beginning
that one's terrible.
of the
Yeah.
game.
I think
Drives me just one.
My most
What?
hate is definitely the Bomb Chew Bowling music. It's like the circus
That
music.
one's pretty.
You
Yeah.
have to- if
Link
you have
goes
to
the
listen to that
circus.
song for 15 minutes, it is like is awful.
Hey, wouldn't it just inspire you to then get through faster at those parts?
No, it just makes me want to turn the game off.
The best is like when you're like searching for like your magic at the end of a seed and you're listening to circus music and everyone's just kind of losing their minds. It's
We're all mad here.
That's it. You guys have stood in my way long enough. I'm going to clown college.
So I know we were knocking Link's outfit a bit earlier. Can I make a suggestion for an improvement of Link's outfit?
yeah.
Yeah, so Lady Arcaders has a Ko-fi shop, and for a limited time only, Link and everyone out there listening live or on the internet, you could go and check it out. There is an Out of Bounds Toronto event t-shirt that is available. It is rockin'. So you can check out the entire Lady Arcaders collection at ko-fi.com/LadyArcaders or type !merch in chat. All funds raised through purchases of Lady Arcaders merch are put towards running events such as this and tech. So thank you. I think Link would rock a Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds
Absolutely,
Toronto
he
shirt.
would. Does he wear it over the tunic though? Is what I'm wondering.
I personally think it would look best under the tunic with like the logo peeking out, but
Represented.
yeah,
What's the word?
depends how
Clark,
put together he's feeling.
Clark Kenting a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can kind of see like the peek out right now. I think it would fit perfectly.
What do you mean? I'm just a mild-mannered elf boy from the forest. Nothing inconspicuous.
All right. With hover boots, we can also grab this here, which is nice. Another thing we haven't touched on, we do have chest size matches contents, but also textures do. So key, it's like a little like key theme there that shows that that's a key chest rather than just like a useless item. That's gonna be our small keys, where the boss key is a big chest, like it normally looks in vanilla.
What I'm also realizing is we skipped the chest opening scene too. Like that would take up a lot of time,
Yes.
and it is not in the randomizer.
Yes.
Well, you can actually set the rando so that every chest has the animation. That one's really funny.
Wow,
Does waste
Yeah.
a lot of time. though,
Yeah.
so.
that's a troll setting. And then you turn off knowing what's inside, and then it's every chest to
Yeah.
gamble.
Yeah.
There's even a setting to make it so all the chests are invisible. And
What?
that messes with you a lot more than you might imagine.
All right. Oh, that's giving me ideas.
Oh no.
Again, yeah, these for today's purposes for a showcase, definitely like playing with some simpler settings. But if you want to see some real hot garbage, go to twitch.tv/nukkuler, spelled correctly down there, and I'll give you some real hot garbage for sure.
It's been the most enticing pitch for going to a Twitch channel ever, I think. Go follow.
It's definitely intriguing. And how can you not?
Shoutouts to Audra doing the Super Metroid run right before this. And nice, let's go.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it
There it
is.
is. All right. That theoretically should put us in a position where we can beat 4 dungeons. Now, not necessarily, again, I don't know which entrances have which dungeons inside, so, but that does help us get access to a little bit more. And, like, really looking here, I think we're missing access to Shadow Temple entrance because we don't have the Nocturne song yet. And we're missing access to the water temple entrance, which is just water temple. We don't have a long shot anyways. We don't have, not really somewhere I want to go right now. Water temple is one of the dungeons that like, you kind of don't want to go in unless you're going to beat it because it only has 4 items in it to begin with and a lot of keys. And it just is a little bit of a time sink. We're going to do a little whoop there.
Whoa.
Ooh, nice.
That looked like cheating.
I'm so curious, are there ever rando tournaments in OOT that are kind of similar to what Audra mentioned that they were doing for Super Metroid?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of different rando tournaments for OOT. I believe they've done like mystery ones, but I know they've done like random settings, which
Called
is
the Random Settings League is the name
Yep.
of the tournament structure, and
Yep.
it's the same deal. Like, you don't know what settings are going to be shuffled every single race.
You don't
And-
know what you're agreeing to.
Yeah, and
Yep.
part of the fun is figuring out what the seed is trying to do as you're playing along. And there's certain tells that you can, look for, but a lot of people find enjoyment. In fact, a lot of people I know who play Random Settings League say like the fun stops as soon as you figure out what is and isn't shuffled. And it's just like
Gotcha.
doing the motions.
yeah.
I would love to see one of those, and they just prank everyone. It's just completely a vanilla game.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. We're kind of just like going through the rest of this dungeon right now. If you want to, Tazzle, do any shout-outs, announcements here right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So Lady Arcaders, our inaugural in-person event, is part of Toronto Games Week. Toronto Games Week is a collective coordination of events organized independently by dozens of organizations, curators, companies, creators, and communities. If you would like to volunteer and help out the coalition of community organizations and not-for-profits, or if you'd like to run an event yourself, you can find out more information at torontogamesweek.com or by typing TGW in chat. What an event it has been. I'm so grateful to be here, to be part of all of this, and Nukkuler for you closing it out with an awesome Zooter run. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been real great being a part of this. I've been here at the event pretty much most of the day aside from going to get some food, and everyone has been super, super fantastic. Shout outs to just everyone here who has made today happen. Like, it's been an awesome event, and I'm really happy to be part of it.
Yeah, you traveled to be here too.
I
So
did.
that's amazing. Thank you for that.
All the way from the faraway land of Chicago.
I still can't believe this is the first in-person live event that Lady Arcaders have done. It's just, it feels like everything's been so organized. It's been really smooth. Shoutouts to the staff.
To this room. This room is much easier with iron boots, but
Yeah.
if you don't have it, you just kind of have to.
Just kind of, there's like a setup to get through that without iron boots, but
Yeah, it sucks.
it sucks and like, yeah, we're just gonna, I swear. Okay. And then this whole thing, we have to be aware of fan cycles here, but once we get through this room, easy going.
Easy.
Alright, now I'd say we're at a good spot, like health-wise too, where I feel pretty comfy going through the rest of the game. Might grab a few things here and there, but overall, probably will ignore most health-related chests.
Is that one thing you have to bomb, or are you able to Megaton Hammer that one? I'm just curious.
That one you have to bomb.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how there's certain things that accept both damage values, but then certain things hard require you to have a bomb. is a little bit random, but there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that are inconsistent in this game. Like, don't get me started on ladders, if you can hookshot them or not. Like, there's just no
Yeah.
consistency to it at all.
Yeah, definitely some weird ones like that.
Thank you both for just being so knowledgeable at this game and answering my questions as they pop into my head.
No, I love it because it's. I think when you're someone to like Vidya and I who have played so many hours of this game, you forget things that
Yeah.
might be like worth talking about.
How many hours do you think you spent watching the boat cutscene here?
Oh gosh.
Unskippable cutscene.
Yeah. This is probably... Rando has a lot of quality of life improvements in terms of like skipping cutscenes and stuff. This is probably the longest break you get in a randomizer run right here.
Is there a specific reason they didn't take this one out? Like, I know in other games, sometimes if you take certain cutscenes out, the game just totally breaks.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean,
Or just because we like boats.
I guess it's kind of because it's an auto-scroller. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter if the cutscene is on or off. The boat's moving anyway. But
Stalfos is
Yeah.
trying his best.
Stalfos cannot get you here, and he might even walk off the boat from here. So
Like
bye!
that, right on
Bye.
cue. He's like, I can demo that for you.
This one, that one's really persistent.
Oh, he wants you. He knows it's a marathon run.
Bruh, please.
Hey!
It's time. Right on cue.
I like how the enemy just hits like the invisible wall and slides off.
Was considering skipping. There's a back room area here with a few checks. Just for marathon's sake, I'm gonna go back there and check what they are. It's not too long to check these, but I just because I don't know what dungeons we have available to us.
Yeah, what lies ahead.
Yeah, we might want something like the mirror shield or
Yeah.
iron boots.
I don't think dungeon entrances are going to be your issue. The only one that's like kind of problematic right now is water entrance.
Yeah.
But, the rest, like if we can find fire, if we can find forest, we can find Deku, like any two of those three will be good enough.
Yep.
So theoretically, could something happen that like Jabu Jabu's belly is in a different location, or is it just the adult dungeons?
So the only rule for this is, and this is actually something you can also toggle, but I don't, is certain child dungeons need to be in child access. So Jabu Jabu can theoretically only, logically, legally be beaten by Child Link with the boomerang.
Okay.
Now there are ways to not do that, but how we have it set up here today is that it has to be in a location that Child Link can access, which ends up a lot of times it does kind of put Jabu Jabu in Jabu Jabu,
Yeah.
but sometimes he'll be in like the bottom of the well, Spirit Temple entrance, Deku Tree.
Ah, okay.
But because Jabu Jabu is logically only Child Link can enter, that's pretty much destined to be bottom of the well or Jabu Jabu.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I think I've seen Jamie do it at one point or another when he was playing, and he went into the Forest Temple as a child.
Yeah. That's with glitch settings, anything is possible.
Gotcha.
You can basically get into any dungeon as any age. Anyway, here's Babongo.
Babongo.
Babongo's cavern right here.
Well, why would you go in a place where I couldn't see you? that was heckin' rude. All right, try this again.
Nice. Let's go. Nicely done.
Technically a one cycle. We'll count that as a one
We
cycle.
count There's a certain rhythm you can crouch stab. Bongo Bongo. It's about 150 BPM. So a lot of people will just like hum a song in their heads. I know people use like Paint It Black by Rolling Stones. What else? Hey Mickey, You're So Fine is another one. The Wii Shop channel.
The Wii
Oh,
Shop.
yeah.
Wait, is it
Shout outs to
Wednesday?
that.
Is it Wednesday? It is.
It is.
Happy
It
Wii Shop
is.
Wednesday. It's Wii
Yep.
Shop Wednesday. Let's go.
Yay. All right, we've got 2 dungeons now. You know, thank you.
Money.
I'll take some money. Neat. All right, we've beaten 2 dungeons. We got to find 2 more to beat. We're just gonna write. That was Shadow. We figured that out. So let's see. We can go now to Forest Temple. Would probably be.
Yes.
Probably be where I want to go from here. That will also give us another song. And we have Ice, GTG, Shadow. We have, we have options. So, again, just need to find like 2. Would love for one of them to be Deku Tree, because Deku Tree will be by far the fastest dungeon to beat. Hate to trudge through another couple long ones here, but...
Listen, John Lewis, I see your snark, but you have to realize this game came out in 1998. It was the first one that did it. It was the first one.
Bongo Bongo was a trendsetter.
So do you have like a least favorite dungeon in Rando? Is it the same as all of us vanilla players, out of curiosity?
It is Forest Temple.
Oh,
It's just a
gotcha.
snooze kind of in Rando. Where water is actually, I'm guessing you're hinting towards water there.
Yeah,
Why am I
everyone
right?
always historically is like water temple.
Yeah, I think water casually is really confusing and overwhelming. Once you understand how water is laid out, it's not too bad, and it's kind of can be interesting routing-wise for a rando.
Okay, that's good to know. I always like it when like randos breathe life back into something that maybe wasn't so hot.
Yeah.
In settings like these, Water Temple's not great just because it doesn't have very many like actual items in it. If you just do keys in the dungeon itself, it's 4 items, which is not very great for a dungeon. I will say though, in certain speedrun categories, especially glitchless, I think Water Temple actually becomes really cool. The way you have to route it, you get really smart with it, and it's quite an enjoyable dungeon.
Yeah.
But in rando, it's just kind of whatever. You just kind of ignore it until it becomes relevant.
Also seeing in chat too the comment about having boots toggable. That's I think probably the most annoying part of Water Temple in vanilla OOT is that having to go into the menu takes forever to open, and then you gotta take off the boots. You got like the whole dungeon is just doing that, where it is a lot more enjoyable to go through the dungeon and just be toggling them on and off.
Yeah, it sounds like a huge quality of life
Yes.
improvement.
Absolutely.
I think the one reverse to that question that Tazel asked, for me personally, I've only dabbled in randomizers a little bit, but I think a dungeon that it made me appreciate a little more that normally I didn't really think about is when you just get an absolute treasure trove in G2G or Gerudo's Training
Yeah.
Grounds. It's always a fun time.
All right. Okay, that's another
Good.
dungeon we have access to now, so
Very nice.
probably pretty in the good here for
Pretty in the good.
pretty in the good
Feeling
here.
pretty in the good here in
All right.
Toronto. 1:33 a.m.
At 1:33 a.m.
Here in Toronto,
But look,
also
we're
Fire
in another
Temple.
dungeon we can beat though, Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
That's awesome.
Hey.
Hell yeah. Come on, Link.
Running for his life there. Look at him go.
He needs to be entered into the dog race.
So we know, we got a hint earlier that this dungeon is barren. There is nothing good in here. Please, for the love of everything, put the boss key early on so we can just get out of here.
Early BK, please.
Please, I need chat. If you're gonna bite the RNG, now is the chance. Please, please bite the RNG.
Fight the RNG chat.
So this fight is pretty interesting in the way the damage values work. If you're unaware with the way OT damage values work, the crouch stab does not have a damage value assigned to it, so it takes on whatever you use last. So at the start of this fight, you saw Nukes do a jump slash, and what she's doing is only crouch stabbing. You can crouch stab the wall with a hammer, and it instantly stuns the enemy. And then a Master Sword jump slash is enough to end the cycle where it just like runs around. So makes the fight very, very fast.
I also didn't know you can just knock it right out of the flame with the Megaton hammer. That's pretty nice.
Alright. We want to see that big boss key chest.
Please, game. You know what? I earned that, so. It's like sometimes you just need a little hit of serotonin there, like.
Little pick me up.
You mentioned GTG earlier. That's definitely it's not a dungeon that you can clear for a medallion, but in terms of the number of checks, it's just like sometimes it's just a nice dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Just do a bunch of stuff and get a bunch of items, and you're cruising.
All right, game didn't put it in any of the 3 optimal spots here, so we're going deeper into Fire Temple, unfortunately. There's lots of opportunities for it to be not super deep in here, so.
I'm hedging my bets on the highest Goron.
Of course. You know, we're showcasing the game in a marathon right now. It's 1:30 in the morning, and they're gonna put it on the highest score on. Like, that's the one thing I have learned with thousands of hours in this game is Randomizer is sentient, and it's not your friend. It's not your friend. It doesn't want you to have a good time.
That's why you gotta bite the RNG.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Lewis. Praying for deep fire, please.
Can we get this guy out of here? Come on. Just want to get out of fire. This is another wall here that hard requires a bomb and not a hammer.
Yeah, I think this is like one of the weirder ones that.
Yeah.
My 1 a.m. brain thought Jamie was going to say hard requires a bonk. What are you talking about?
You can run into that if you shuffle crates, because you need to bonk into the crates to break them open. But if you bonk, you die. So the strat is logically you need a bottle with a fairy, so you can revive yourself after you bonk and get the item from the crate.
That's so good.
That is there's a few checks I did turn off for like just the sake of the marathon, and that was all the crates because I have this one bonk KO on. I have turned off because having to require like Nehru's Love or a fairy to check a crate is not really the best vibe.
Not ideal.
It's not passing the vibe check.
No.
Sometimes you just
Absolutely
want to
not.
be comfy when you play Randomizer. You go to otrandomizer.com and you say, let's vibe.
Oh, he's coming with you.
No, he ain't.
Bye.
Yeah, those keys can definitely ruin your life. They can knock you off as you're going up.
Oh, there it is.
Nice.
All right, we know where it is at least, so we can kind of make our way over there at least.
It's definitely not the worst spot for a boss.
Yeah. Something we haven't showed off yet is ground jumping, which is honestly pretty essential. So the fact that we haven't done it yet is incredible. But we use a bomb here, and now, whoop, yay, we can jump. Link can kind of jump just like Mario. Super, super useful in a lot of dungeons to bypass areas and just get through quicker.
So what makes that happen with the bomb ground jump there?
I don't know.
It's,
Okay, I was
Jamie,
just
you
like,
know.
essentially,
I figured
there's
you
a couple
might
of
know.
different ways to set it up, but the idea behind it is you interrupt the bomb picking up animation with something else. So if you have your sword out and you're targeted, and you're holding a shield, that's one of the easiest ways to do it.
Oh, okay.
You can also roll into the bomb and hold shields. Just anything that interrupts it, and then once the bomb explodes, it puts Link into this weird state where he kind of expects like he's about to pick it up, but he's kind of not.
Interesting. Okay.
And the result is if you try to backflip, it'll just like cancel the backflip immediately, and you just go straight up.
Ah.
Yeah, it's incredibly useful for a lot of things in this game. In Majora's Mask, which is a game that I love very, very much, you have something called a gainer, which achieves the same thing, but you don't need a bomb for it. But in this game, you cannot grab ledges out of side hops or backflips, so it doesn't work in this game. Fun fact.
Wait, you can grab ledges out of backflips in Majora's Mask?
Yes.
Huh.
Backflips and side hops.
Dang.
Makes the movement way more interesting, and if OT had it, I think it would be a way cooler video game, but it doesn't, so kind of sad. Anyway, that's my tangent about side hops and backflips in Ocarina of Time.
Alright, we're gonna be grabbing the boss key very soon here.
Sorry, I didn't explain the glitch by saying the game gets confused. I did not explain the glitch with a bus analogy, so therefore it's invalid. Now listen, imagine there's a bus. And it leaves every time Link picks up a bomb.
Oh, you know.
He's just
looking
walking.
at you.
Yeah.
He's looking at you.
Hey.
Like,
What was
happened?
that?
You okay, man?
I just want to reassure everyone too that we're not leaving the Gorons here to just suffer. They know how to get out of here themselves. So once you open their thing, you'll notice the one that was here at the beginning, although we did not talk to him, he's gone now. So they are safe. The ones we at least uncaged are. So
But the highest Goron is not.
the highest
free.
Goron is usually, unfortunately.
No.
Shh, it's okay.
We don't talk about it. It didn't happen.
Oh my god, the parallel universes. I think the half A button press was the first time I was ever introduced to me glitching.
All right, this fight is a really fun quick kill here. Might have noticed I set up my C buttons here beforehand. We're gonna basically use bomb chews to explode and damage Volvagia while she's in this hole here, because her hitbox is kind of funky. All right. Oh my goodness, she's giving me heck. There we go.
Sassing.
So I'm listening for a sound cue. That means that she's taking damage here. We do gotta go smackable. And there you go.
Nice.
That avoids
Very
all the
nice.
there's normally, especially with Master Sword, you have to do a 4 cycle normally that involves her flying out, flying around the arena for a while, going back in a hole. But obviously that cuts out quite a bit of that, making it a much quicker fight. And now really what I'm hoping to do is find Deku Tree here, because that's going to be the fastest dungeon for us to complete. We have access to all but... we do! One of these is going to be Deku. Yeah, so I'm just going to... We're going to kind of hop around here and find, I think, Deku Tree. Or Forest? Forest? Would not be a bad one either. And you might be like, Nukes, you just said that that is the worst dungeon. Yes, but that's if you don't cheat.
Oh, so we're cheating now.
That's right. We're gonna cheat.
So there's kind of like a unsaid rule set, not unsaid, but like of what is in the spirit of randomizer or not. that more so applies to like if you are doing rando tournaments. There's a lot of like glitches that are not allowed. But there's some, it's fun to learn glitches, and I think in a setting like this, it's fun to show them off. Oh, but we found Deacon trees, so bye.
Good
Y'all want to go home? You want to go to sleep? Yeah, we'll get out. We'll finish it here. Last call at the bar. Oh, you don't have magic here.
Gotta do the thing.
You gotta do the thing. I gotta push this button too.
Yeah, really quick. Randomizer tournaments generally follow what's called the standard racing rule set, which tries to even the playing field between people who have been playing this game for 13 years or whatever, like I have, or people who are just starting out. Try to put less of a focus on execution and more on like logic reading and puzzle deduction and stuff like that. So a lot of the more complicated glitches are banned. And that might sound like it's a little underwhelming, but it does make for a very interesting race context, and it makes for a very cool competitive environment. Yeah. And there are people who race glitch settings as well, and that's a lot of fun as well.
I think the only like cheating I've heard considered in randomizers is when you peep the log, because you always have the log that tells you where to find everything.
Well, yeah.
There's also certain things like item manipulation glitches, like glitching items into your inventory with stuff like reverse bottle adventure. That's generally frowned upon just because you're kind of defeating the point of finding the items if you're just going to put them into your inventory for free.
It would have been nice if I did the jump there before him.
Stupid bugs.
She's on the move.
Yeah, I think there's like you're not gonna load up a randomizer and start doing ace, like kind of defeats the purpose of it. So
I mean, you could, but everyone's gonna say you're
it's just why
just defeating the purpose.
It's
right?
just you might as well just do vanilla then at that point.
Everyone's just gonna post Clownada in chat.
All right, that is our 4th dungeon, so we just gotta go and beat Ganon now.
That's amazing.
Easy.
So what would you say is like a really good time to hit the 4 dungeons at?
Like around 1:30 is a really good, that the seed went well and we went through it pretty fast. Leading up to this with the settings I've been using, I was getting between an hour 30 to like 2.5 hours. So
yeah, we're only at an hour 5 right now. So you are
all right, let's go. That's what we needed tonight, honestly.
This is a speed run,
Get
folks.
these people to sleep. Money. I am gonna go a little out of my way here. I have one bottle, but it's got a big Poe in it. The only way you can get rid of this big Poe is to drop it off to the big Poe person.
The guy who likes Poes.
And that bottle is going to help for the Ganondorf fight, so it's worth taking a little bit of this detour here.
Yeah, this is a randomized item, but at this point we just care about having an empty bottle.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
And literally the only way to empty this is to give it to him.
Yeah.
So
I never knew that.
You cannot dump out a big Poe onto the floor.
Normally in the normal video game Ocarina of Time, you have to give him 10 big Poes, but doing that is extremely tedious and time consuming, so randomizer shortens it to 1. You just need to either find a randomized one, which we did, or just kill one big Poe in Hyrule Field. Here we go.
Here it is.
Here we go.
The Pride Bridge.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Happy Pride Month.
You know, we had rainbows in SM, and now we've got rainbows in Ocarina of Time.
There is a brand new setting in Randomizer. I think it's only like a month or 2 old, where you can set Link's tunic color to be rainbow as well, and it'll cycle through the different colors constantly.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
that's
that.
so
Oh, what?
amazing.
Yeah.
I did not know about that one.
I'd like a shirt that did that in real life too.
Right?
Oh my god, that'd be that'd be great.
Oh, so shoutouts to Toronto Game Week. I was peeping pictures of the evening frolic they had in the forest, and there was a guy walking around with just a video game that was playing on his shirt, and people could play the video game.
Whoa.
It's very cool.
We didn't really talk about it too much, but Deku Nuts, very good item.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good item in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
You definitely sleep on them as a kid, but they're very useful.
Super useful, especially in combat. And there's just earlier, like we went through the Queen Goma fight quicker by using Deku Nuts. Here we're gonna use them to stun Stalfos and get a hit right there. Whereas a kid, you get them early on in the Deku tree, and they're not super useful when you get them as a kid, and you're like, oh, like, this item doesn't do anything. Why would I ever use this? And then you never put it on your C buttons again.
Yeah.
And we were all fools the whole time.
Yeah.
Just don't set it and forget it.
I feel like that always kind of happens with speedruns, right? Everything that you think as a child is wrong.
Yeah, yep. All right, these two are a little annoying, but if you position yourself correctly at the foot, it cannot hit you. That one could, though, there in that moment. So you want to be careful. These do quite a bit of damage, and we don't have a ton of health, so I'd hate to die up here and have to climb all the way up, but we're good. One last thing I'm going to do before Ganon is I do need to grab more magic, because we do need to use those light arrows in the fight. So there's conveniently a bunch of pots in this room leading up to Ganon. We'll go grab magic from one of them.
One funny thing I want to point out. One thing you do in Randomizer is shuffle the drops from these pots as well. And it was mentioned earlier that light arrows will be hinted by Ganon. He'll say where they are. And then if the light arrows happen to be in these pots here, he would literally say, "You'll never defeat me by shooting an arrow from, from those pots over there." That's literally what he says in the game, which is very funny.
All right,
Kick his butt.
let's go.
I cannot believe how efficient you've been in this
I-
rando run.
Yeah.
Go.
Yo, shout outs to Spike Vegeta for vetting this.
Yeah, Spike, you still awake?
There was that hint, Dodongo's Cavern. We already knew that, but again, just another quality of life here for the randomizers. 'Cause it's really not fun being at the end of the game and having to search for one item, so being pointed to where, usually the last required item is. We're going to do a jump slash there to save that damage. Get up on this ledge here, and if we don't step, he will attack us. Bomb, easy. Bomb, or the bottle gives you more frames to hit it back, and then
Oh, does it really? Ah, okay.
all right, wasn't. There's a weird rhythm there to like get them in a one cycle. Depends on the day for me, honestly, if I get it or not.
Because when you mentioned the bottle, I was like, I don't remember having to use a bottle.
No, it's definitely not the casual intended strat.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the weird quirks of the game that just happens to work out to
I
your
love that.
advantage.
Yeah.
The frame window is massive to hit
Yeah.
it, and he'll almost never hit it back.
And now I think I've become so accustomed to using a bottle that in the rare occasion I don't have a bottle going up to Ganondorf,
The rhythm
it
is
just
all
really
scary.
screws me up
Aw.
so bad. So something we can do here. Now there's a few options coming up in this Ganondorf fight, or Ganon fight. Jump slash here in the beginning, as we've talked about. Crouch stabs take whatever your last damage value was. So we jump slash with the Master Sword. That's the most powerful thing against Ganon. And even though he's going to hit our sword away, we can equip either a big Goron sword or a hammer and crouch stab with those items to beat him very quickly. Now, since we have a little bit of extra time, this has been going pretty fast. I want to showcase another way that we can beat him. They essentially made this phase of the fight, since he knocks away your sword, you can really attack him with anything. Pretty much anything, and I really mean that, genuinely. Because we're going to equip the Deku Nuts.
Let's go.
And we're just going to roll through his leggies and do this 10 times. It would be faster to crouch stab, but again, Deku Nuts way powerful than we ever could have thought. They even beat this big buddy right here.
Put that in context. These do the same damage to Ganon as a bigger on-sword jump slash.
Yeah.
Like, all of does 1 damage.
That's amazing.
There we go.
Yay.
All right, we're wrapping up here. I'm going to go ahead and just, again, plug myself here as we finish off the battle. I'm Nukkuler. It's spelled that way down there. Yes, it's not nuclear, it's nukkuler. Give me a follow if you've enjoyed this run, if you had a laugh. There's tons of this content, but more cursed on my channel. I stream almost every day, and would love to see you there. Also, if you two want to plug anything, go ahead, please.
I don't stream much, but this fella does. Should go follow his channel as well.
Oddly enough, if you want to follow me, you should go to twitch.tv/nukkuler.
Aw, true. Let's go.
Thank you to Lady Arcaders for hosting this.
Yes,
This event is really
seriously,
cool.
yeah.
Thank you
Wonderful,
for-
wonderful event, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to close us off here. Time's going to be on the slash here. GG.
Very nice.
Well
Let's
done.
go. That was a speedy 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Wow, let's go.
Do you have a fastest time in this particular category? would you say?
That's
Was that
it. That's
Wow.
it. Right there.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for that run, Nukkuler. It was really enjoyable. A great watch from my host desk over here. I also want to point out that your commentators have some pretty amazing apparel on. They were very Zelda-fied in support of this run, which is really cool.
Shout out to Black Milk.
Let's go. Nukes knew the Zelda nerds to call it.
Yes. Zelda-thon people over here.
Yeah, I think we even have Zelda water bottles. If
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
spelling that
we sure
correctly.
do.
Zelda-thon. Another great marathon. Definitely check that out this summer in August.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'll shout out is tune into Zelda-thon happening from August 13th through 19th. There's going to be a lot more Zelda content there if you like
That's
this too.
Annual
Yep.
charity marathon, all 3 of us take part in.
Yeah.
We just get a bunch of nerds into a hotel for a week and play through all the Zelda games and raise money for charity. It's a lot of fun. This year we're raising for St. Jude, so check it out.
It's a
August
wonderful, wonderful group of
13th?
people.
August 13th.
13th through 19th.
To the 19th, yeah. Twitch.tv/Zeldathon. Check us out.
And my last closing words are going to be trans rights are human rights.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much again for that amazing run. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be back with some announcements coming up shortly. Thank you so much.